Some golfers train harder. The smart ones think deeper. Welcome to the Strategic Swing.
If you are over 55 and you still have a 3-4 or a 5 iron in your golf bag right now, you are not playing bad golf. You are playing a mathematical equation that was never designed for your body. Today, we are going to do 3 things. First, I will show you the exact physics of why long irons stop working as your swing speed naturally declines. Second, we will test it on the course. Same shot, same distance, 2 different clubs. And third, I will give you a concrete blueprint to restructure your bag this weekend and instantly start hitting more greens in regulation without changing your swing. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you will see your golf bag very differently. Let me start with a statement that will either relieve you or challenge you, depending on how attached you are to that 4 iron. The single biggest mechanical liability in the golf bag of a senior player is not a faulty grip, a weak backswing, or a short follow-through. It is a traditional long iron, and the reason has nothing to do with your ability. It has everything to do with physics. For decades, golf culture has built a mythology around the long iron. We watch tour professionals on television effortlessly launching a 4 iron 220 yards over a water hazard, the ball landing soft, holding the green, and we internalize the idea that a real golfer hits long irons. That mythology is costing you strokes every single round. Here is the biological reality that nobody talks about honestly. As we age, the attrition of fast-twitch muscle fibers, reduced rotational flexibility, and diminished joint mobility produce a gradual, inevitable decline in swing velocity. This is not a failure of your game. It is a physiological fact. The data from global shot tracking platforms covering tens of millions of rounds confirms it clearly. Golfers in their 60s hit their drives an average of 43 yards shorter than golfers in their 20s. That distance loss cascades through every club in the bag. Now, here is where the long iron becomes a genuine liability. To make a 4 iron do what it was engineered to do, you need a minimum club head speed of approximately 90 miles per hour at impact. The majority of senior golfers swinging in their 70s or low 80s miles per hour are operating well. Below that threshold, what happens at those speeds is not a matter of opinion. It is aerodynamics. A long iron has a static loft of roughly 21 to 22 degrees. To get a ball to launch high enough from a club that flat, you need to generate enormous backspin through a descending strike combined with high velocity. When velocity is insufficient, the ball launches low, the spin rate collapses, and the shot never achieves the altitude required to carry hazards or stop on a green. There is a second problem. The traditional long iron is built with a small, compact club head and a center of gravity positioned very close to the face. That geometry is highly unforgiving. When a senior golfer strikes the ball even slightly toward the toe or the heel, which happens on the vast majority of shots, the club head twists violently. Ball speed drops. Direction goes wrong. The distance you were counting on disappears. You are not miss-hitting those shots because your swing is broken. You are miss-hitting them because the tool was not built for your current velocity profile. And this is the part that changes everything. The minimum requirement for stopping a ball on a green is a descent angle of at least 45 degrees. Not a general guideline, a mechanical requirement. When a ball falls from its apex at a steep angle, gravity becomes the dominant force. The ball lands, pitches, stops. When a ball arrives at a green at a shallow angle below 40 degrees, forward momentum overpowers gravity. The ball hits the surface and runs 20 yards through the back, into the rough. A shot that felt solid off the face turns into a bogey. Not because of the swing, because of the physics of the club at that speed. Data from Trackman Foresight Sports shows consistently that senior golfers using a 4 iron at swing speeds below 80 miles per hour produce descent angles well under 40 degrees. Even on a perfectly centered strike, the club simply cannot achieve the trajectory the situation requires. This is the mathematical equation you have been losing every time you pull that iron. And the fix is not working harder, It is working smarter. Now let us go to the course and see exactly what this looks like in practice. 175 yards. Pin guarded by a bunker short. A smooth, senior-style swing with a 4-iron. The contact is decent. Solid sound at impact, but watch the trajectory. The ball never climbs. It comes in low, struggles to carry the hazard, and even when it clears the lip, it does not stop. It runs straight through the back of the green. That is not a poorly executed shot. That is a correctly executed shot with the wrong instrument. Now the same distance, same swing effort. A 7 wood, the ball launches higher. The apex is noticeably elevated. When it descends, it is coming down steeply, gravity in control. It clears the bunker with room to spare, pitches softly, and stops within 15 feet. That specific outcome, the high launch, the steep descent, the ball stopping on the green, is what strategic golf looks like. The question you're probably asking right now is, why does the 7 wood do that? And the answer is pure engineering. A 7 wood has the same static loft as a 4-iron, roughly 21 to 22 degrees. But everything else about the design is different. The first advantage is shaft length. A 4-iron shaft measures approximately 38.5 to 39 inches. A 7-wood shaft measures 41.5 to 42 inches. In rotational physics, a longer radius traveling at the same angular velocity generates higher linear velocity at the tip. A senior golfer who produces 74 miles per hour of clubhead speed with a 4-iron will organically produce 79 to 82 miles per hour with a 7 wood using the exact same swing. No extra effort. Pure geometry. The second advantage is the position of the center of gravity. The hollow, voluminous 7 wood head allows engineers to place the mass low toward the sole and deep behind the face, something physically impossible with a solid iron blade. When the center of gravity is low and rearward, two things happen at impact. The dynamic loft increases as the face tilts upward through the strike, and the club's resistance to twisting on off-center hits, its moment of inertia, increases dramatically, which means mishits are not punished the way they are punished with a long iron. The ball still goes somewhere reasonable, still launches high, still descends steeply. That combination, more natural speed, higher dynamic loft, superior forgiveness, is why the same swing that produces a 38-degree descent angle with a 4-iron produces a 48-degree descent angle with a 7 wood. It is the difference between running through a green and stopping on it. Now, the 7 wood is not the only answer. It depends on how you deliver the club. Golfers generally fall into two categories. Sweepers pick the ball cleanly off the turf with little or no divot, using a neutral or slightly ascending approach angle. For sweepers, the 7 wood is a total game changer. The longer shaft, the wide sole, the sweeping motion, it all works together. The ball launches on a towering arc and stops precisely. Diggers strike down on the ball with a steep angle of attack, compressing it against the turf, taking a divot. For diggers, the 7 wood's larger footprint can sometimes produce heavy contact or excessive drag. This is where the hybrid becomes the superior tool. A hybrid occupies the mechanical space between an iron and a fairway wood. The shaft is shorter than a wood, which maintains a tighter dispersion pattern. The sole is wider and more cambered than an iron, which acts as a skid plate, preventing the leading edge from digging excessively. The center of gravity is lower than an iron, but further forward than a wood, making it ideal for a descending strike. It cuts through thick rough, where a long iron would twist and snag. It is built to be hit like an iron, and it rewards that motion with a significantly higher, softer trajectory. Real-world tracking data across millions of rounds confirms the performance gap clearly. Amateur golfers across all handicap levels hit a meaningfully higher percentage of greens in regulation with a hybrid compared to the equivalently lofted iron. And by the time a player reaches a 17 handicap, the hybrid actually travels further than the iron because the iron's narrow tolerance for inconsistency cannot be met consistently at lower swing speeds. I want to address the psychological side of this because it is real and it matters. Many golfers, particularly men who have played this game for decades, subconsciously equate hitting long irons with being a serious golfer. Swapping a bladed 4-iron for a 7-wood feels like a concession to aging, a white flag, a surrender to physical decline. That feeling is understandable. It is also costing you shots on every card you sign. Research tracking millions of approach shots has documented that 40% of all amateur approach shots land short of the green, 8 times the percentage that land long. The reason is simple. Golfers make club selection decisions based on their best shot ever, not their average shot. You remember the time 3 seasons ago when everything came together, wind behind you? Perfect strike, and that 4-iron flew 185 yards. You used that one anomalous shot to select a club on every similar approach, ignoring the statistical reality of what happens the other 9 times. That is not smart. That is ego operating as a handicap. And here's the validation that should eliminate any remaining hesitation. Over the past 3 seasons, the PGA Tour has seen a dramatic shift in how elite players construct their bags. The reason tour professionals are adding 7 woods and 9 woods is not because the clubs are easy to hit. It is because launch monitor data shows definitively that they produce superior descent angles, even at 105 miles per hour. On firm, fast major championship greens, a 3-iron cannot stop the ball regardless of swing speed. A 7-wood can. Scotty Scheffler, the #1 player in the world, carries a 7-wood as a standard part of his bag setup. Tommy Fleetwood, one of the most respected iron players on tour, replaced his 4-iron entirely with a 9-wood after his Trackman data showed the 2 clubs produced identical carry distance but radically different landing angles. The 9-wood produced what he described as a moonball trajectory, descending nearly straight down and stopping immediately. Bernhard Langer, who continues to win at the highest level on the Champions Tour deep into his late 60s, does not carry traditional long irons at all. His bag flows directly from fairway wood to hybrid. The data won the argument for him long ago. If a 7-wood is the intelligent choice for the best players on the planet playing on the fastest greens in the world, the argument for a 60-year-old amateur holding on to a 3-iron is not a strong one. So here is your blueprint, not a suggestion. A strategic prescription. Step 1. Take out the 3-iron and the 4-iron. Put them in the garage. They are not serving your game at your current swing speed. They never will again. And that is not a criticism, it is mechanics. Step 2. If you are a sweeper, replace them with a 7-wood. If you are a digger, replace them with a 4 hybrid. Either way, you are gaining natural swing speed from shaft length, gaining dynamic loft from a deeper center of gravity, and gaining forgiveness from higher moment of inertia, all without touching your swing. Step 3. Assess your 5-iron honestly. Take it to the range. If you cannot consistently launch it high enough to hold a green from 160 yards, swap it for a 5 hybrid. For most senior golfers, the longest traditional iron in the bag should be a 6-iron. Your bag should flow from driver to fairway woods to hybrids, and then into your mid and short irons. Every club from 150 yards and beyond should feature a low rearward center of gravity. That configuration guarantees you are giving yourself the best mathematical chance to hit and hold greens on every approach in every condition. Golf is not a game of how far you can hit the ball. It is a game of how few mistakes you can make while navigating a complex environment. Every club in your bag should be selected because it maximizes your odds, not because it preserves a self-image built around equipment designed for a different version of your body. The long irons served you. Now they are working against you. The strategic move is to recognize that, adapt, and lower your handicap because of it. Now I want to hear from you. What is the longest iron you currently carry? Are you still holding on to that 3-iron? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you have already made the switch to a 7-wood or a hybrid, Tell me what changed in your game. That conversation is exactly why this channel exists. If this video gave you a new way to think about your bag, hit that like button and subscribe for more data-driven strategy built specifically for golfers over 55. Play smarter, go lower, live longer.